Hey everybody, it's Mr. J on beautiful day and talking about plants this week. You know, all plants produce photosynthesis. That green color that we see in all plants is called chlorophyll, and all plants need nutrients, sunlight, oxygen, or no, they make oxygen for us. They need carbon dioxide, the stuff we breathe out, and they need water, and they need sunlight. And the sunlight depends on how the plant has adapted, because we learned all about plant adaptations. And we learned about trees, and trees have that woody stem. And then there's herbaceous plants, so your plants with non-woody stems. But there's another, herbaceous plants can be split into two different kinds, your monocots and your dicots. You'll probably learn more about that when you get a little bit older. But grasses are monocots, and they love sun. Okay, and I have some really cool ornamental grass here. It has some reds in it. I was going to plant that. Now, when I was at the store, I had to look and see, well, what were the requirements for the sunlight? And so there's the tag right there. And it says purple fountain grass. And it's an ornamental grass, and it blooms in the summer and the fall. So in the springtime, it'll die out, and the crown lives beneath the surface. So all the grass will brown out. Some people will even burn grass, especially tall ornamental grass. But it's the crown that stays alive. In a spot, it's the spot below the soil that perennial plants, a lot of them do that. The top dies out and the crown continues to live on. So that is purple fountain grass, and it's an ornamental grass. So I'm probably going to plant it here. But on the back it says keep moist for the first year, and the cold hardiness 30 to 20. Ooh, and read that part. I hope it lasts. Average matured height of 4 to 5 feet high. That's super cool. Excuse me, Mr. J is not quite 6 foot. I'm about 5'10", so it's about 10 inches taller than me. It can get. That's pretty good. And 4 feet high. A lot of you are 4 feet, and it can get that wide too. So it can take up a really nice area, really fill it in, add lots of color, and it says dig the hole 2 times the width of the pot and plant 1 inch above the ground bed and build in a water basin. So basically what we're doing, we're enhancing the plant's chances of survival by doing this. In the wild, plants find a spot and they grow, and sometimes we say, oh, they like it there. Well, yeah, they put them in another spot, they might not like it. You put a willow in a spot that does, a willow tree in a spot that doesn't get a lot of water, it's not going to like it. But we're talking about grasses, herbaceous plants, and I wanted to show you seeds on grass. And grass has a life cycle. We just take it for granted. It's like, oh, somebody planted it there. Yeah, but how come the grass is so thick? You look at the fields at Jackson, it's like, wow, does Mr. Joe get out there and throw some seed down? Well, he might. But once it gets started, hope you can see that. This here, on the tops of it, this is the grass producing seed. And just in this one area, look at all that wonderful seed that's growing on those grasses. And once grass gets established, it produces so many seeds and gets so thick that other plants, they just don't have a chance. And you can use fertilizer and an herbicide. Insecticide, it would kill insects. Herbicide would kill certain kinds of plants. And they do this on golf courses and parks. They will spray an herbicide on the grass, and it will kill out all the dicots, all the broadleaves, the non-grasses. It will take them out and will allow that grass to get a stronghold and really take over. And with the seeds that they produce, wowza, nobody else stands a chance. Sometimes, like with with plants like watermelon, scientists have been trying to get rid of the seeds, which makes it harder to grow new ones. But when we eat it, it sometimes tastes better. It's like, oh, I don't have to have any seeds that I have to spit out or cut out. So the grasses produce a lot of seeds. They're a monocot plant. They are herbaceous. The crown lives below the soil, and the roots don't go that far down for your traditional lawn grasses. Probably only the first inch or two. They don't. They would require more frequent rain and less heavy rain, like what a tree would. Trees' roots go deeper. They would require harder rains. But with grasses, you can water them very minimally. A prairie grass, however, some grass like this tall ornamental grass, if you go to the Putnam, you can see how deep those grasses grow. And those were out on the prairie. And when the Iowa settlers first came in, they had to clear that prairie, clear out all those grasses, because they wanted to make room to grow that food. Iowa's a food capital, right? I mean, we grow so many different kinds of foods that we eat around the world. But those prairie grasses that started off there, those roots went really deep. The long grasses don't. So there's just some differences just between grasses, and don't know if you've ever thought about it. But the next time you're sitting on that nice soft grass, think about that somebody had to plant it. The seeds, when you cut the lawn, the seeds get spread all over the place. Some people bag their grass. They take all those nutrients that grass could decompose and go back into the lawn. They bag it and they dump it somewhere. If you cut your grass where no more than 1/3 of the grass is cut off, it will just decompose into the lawn and will add to the nutrients. And just like that tree we showed you before, going back to the soil, the nutrients of the grass will. And if you let it grow long enough, the grass will win the fight with the broadleaf plants. You won't have to put that herbicide on. That'll end up in our creeks and could get the frogs sick. And remember when we were down at Mr. J's Kite Creek? So when we do fertilizer, that's a choice that we make, that it can look really nice, but it could pollute the environment. So a bunch of cool stuff on grasses, producing photosynthesis, kicking out that oxygen, soft on your feet, keeps the dirt from eroding. And so we as humans, we've grabbed that grass and we brought it in, and but I don't know that how much it is part of like the ecosystem, like the forest. It's man-made, and certain animals thrive on it, but it doesn't allow for the diversity of life that a forest would, where you can get multiple animals in the food web. So those are just some things to think about. I hope you're excited for Plant Week. Look around with the wonder of it all, just like Mr. J out here, taking it all in, looking at the green. The sun is coming in. These plants are just loving it. It rained just a day ago, and so everything is just beautiful. And one more thing on grasses. Grasses can go brown in the middle of the summer one time. An extreme drought, the grass will start to brown out because it's not getting the moisture. And then it can come back after the drought and some rain, okay? But if it happens twice in one season where it browned out because of drought, came back and browns out again, most likely it will kill the grass. It's more than that can stand. So those are just some cool tips. I just had to say that before I got off. So you have a good day. Mr. J on Plant Week. See ya.